Welcome to our TST Dialogues, where we'll be talking about different issues in our Southern African region. And today we are here in Nairobi, Kenya, where the Pan-African Conference on Illicit Financial Flows and Taxation is being held. And as we've been ongoing on the discussions around taxation and illicit financial flows, I am joined here with the executive and I am joined here with the country director of SEATINI-Uganda. Her name is Jane Nalunga. Jane, welcome to our dialogues.
Thank you.
So, Jane, would you tell our audience more about what SEATINI is about so that they have a better understanding as we deliberate on these issues we're going to talk about today?
Okay. Thank you so much, Sharon, for hosting me here. SEATINI is Southern and Eastern African Trade, Information and Negotiations Institute. In brief, it's SEATINI. SEATINI has offices in Zimbabwe, in Harare, in Nairobi, here in Kenya, and also in Uganda. SEATINI works on issues of trade, tax, investment. Our mission is to build the capacity of various stakeholders, civil society, policymakers, private sector, to be able to take an active role in policy making, economic policy making, at the national level, at regional level, and global level. Because we believe that policies which are made at the global level impact on the local level. And we also need to mobilize views and positions at the national level to feed into regional and global debates. Okay,
as SEATINI, what have you done so far to ensure that the countries that are involved with the organization have maximized on revenue, and they've also made a significant contribution in closing the loop where we've been having the illicit financial flows? And perhaps, as you mentioned, the things that you have done that are significant, you can also highlight the plans in the future on how it is going to be contributing to that same area.
You know, when it comes to illicit financial flows, there are so many processes going on. You know, for example, illicit financial flows are also facilitated by the kind of policy frameworks in place. And the policy frameworks are put in place under different sectors. For example, when you sign an investment agreement, there are loopholes there. For example, you can say we are going to give incentives and tax exemptions to foreign direct investors. So as SEATINI, we are working on that to ensure that tax exemptions, tax holidays are not given anyhow. You know, there have to be rules and guidelines on how to provide that. We also work on processes which are going on in the OECD, like the inclusive framework. And these ones determine how multinationals are going to be taxed. So we work on all those issues. And at national level, we also look at the tax proposals, who is paying and who is not paying, because taxation is about fairness and equity, you know. So those are some of the areas we are looking at to ensure that IFFs are reduced at our level.
Okay. You mentioned that you have offices in Zimbabwe, offices in Nairobi here in Kenya, and you basically coordinate to cover the southern and the eastern region. Am I right?
Not really. We are independent. We have the same vision, the same mission, and we have the same ideology. We work for the people, you know. We ensure that we as Africans can trade our way, you know, out of poverty. But when it comes to actual working together, we are independent.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. We needed that for clarity. So the issue of African free trade is being now that a lot of countries have signed, and many people are very curious to know how best can African countries actually maximize revenue following the signing of these treaties? And in your opinion, how best can African countries ensure that they maximize on the revenue?
Okay. We have signed, the African Union launched the Continental Free Trade Area. The African Continental Free Trade Area is the largest globally free trade area. But by launching the CFTA, it doesn't mean that people are going to benefit automatically, because the CFTA has challenges and opportunities. The challenge is that because we are opening up our markets, one, we are automatically going to lose revenue. Because the moment you open up, it means you are reducing tariffs on products which are coming into your country. Already, revenue is reducing. Then two, when you reduce tariffs on products coming in, it means that those products are going to be cheaper on your market. So they are going to compete with your market, compete with your products. So it means that if you are going to benefit from a broader market, you need to increase your production so that you also take your products in those other markets. So for me, what I advise countries to do is to be able to produce more. Look at the products where you have a competitive advantage. Take an example, Uganda. We produce coffee, very good coffee. So we need to produce more coffee, more good quality coffee, and then send it all over because the markets are there. In that way, you can be able to generate resources and revenue at the national level as a country, but also at the lower level, at the household level. So we need to plan. Countries need to plan on how to engage because it's a two-way. They are opening, you're also opening. Products are coming into your country, you need also to take products into those markets.
Okay, having you been in this meeting, what is like your key takeaway home message from the conference?
My takeaway from this conference is really good and it's really important because it's a platform which is bringing together civil society, bringing together practitioners from the Revenue Authority, practitioners from the Ministry of Finance. We have also come on board as people working on trade. So it's a beauty. But what we need to do, my takeaway also, is that we need to work together. We need to listen to each other so that we can be able to chart our way forward as Africa.
Well, that will be all. Thank you so much for your time.